हरे कृष्ण। अनिता माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, प्रीतिदास। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा। अनिता माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय। दिस इज श्यामा गौरी देवी दासी फ्रॉम शार्लेट।
Hare Krishna, Shyama Gauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjari Leela from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and very beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association. And thank you so much for all the services on Bhakti Sangha. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. This is Komadiki Dasi from Baltimore. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, glories to Guru Maharaj, and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Komudiki Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your wonderful association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devi Dasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving your association. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण। अनिता माता जी, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj ji. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Radha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association every day. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Welcome to the call.
Anita
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotees. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. I think Prabhuji has joined, so I think.
Please, let's get started.
Yeah, we can. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for the top. Today we will be moving on to the next session. That is Srimad Bhagavatam on Canto 7, Chapter 1 and verse 9. The class will be given by His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji. And we are very fortunate to have him on the call today. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving us your valuable time and association to discuss on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 1 and Text 9. Over to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 1, Text number 9. Jyotir adir iva bhati sanghatan na vivichyate vidantyatmanamatmastham mathitva kavayontatah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. The all-pervading personality of Godhead exists within the heart of every living being, and an expert thinker can perceive how he is present there to a large or small extent, just as one can understand the supply of fire in wood, the water in water pot, or sky within a pot. One can understand whether a living entity is a demon or a demigod by understanding that living entity's devotional performances. A thoughtful man can understand how much a person is favored by the Supreme Lord by seeing his actions. Can someone read the purport?
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In Bhagavad Gita 10:41, the Lord says, Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam srimat urjitam eva va tattad eva vagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhava. Know that all beautiful, glorious, and mighty creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. We have the practical experience of seeing that one person is able to do very wonderful things, whereas another cannot do those same things and cannot even do things that require only a little common sense. Therefore, how much a devotee has been favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be tested by the activities the devotee has performed. In Bhagavad Gita 10:10, the Lord also says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhiyo gantam yena mam upayantite. To those who are constantly devoted and who worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they come to me. This is very practical. A teacher instructs the student if the student is capable of taking more and more instructions. Otherwise, in spite of being instructed by the teacher, the student cannot make strides in his understanding. This has nothing to do with partiality. When Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogantam, this indicates that Krishna is prepared to give bhakti yoga to everyone, but one must be capable of receiving it. That is the secret. Thus, when a person exhibits wonderful devotional activities, a thoughtful man understands that Krishna has been more favorable to this devotee. This is not difficult to understand, but envious persons do not accept that Krishna has bestowed his favor upon a particular devotee in accordance with his advanced position. Such foolish persons become envious and try to minimize an advanced devotee's activities. This is not Vaishnavism. A Vaishnava should appreciate the service rendered to the Lord by other Vaishnavas. Therefore, a Vaishnava is described in Srimad Bhagavatam as Nirmatsara. Vaishnavas are never envious of other Vaishnavas or of anyone else, and therefore they are called Nirmatsaranam Satam. As Bhagavad Gita informs us, one can understand how one is saturated with Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, or Tamo Guna. In the examples given here forth, fire represents the mode of goodness. One can understand the constitution of a container for wood, petrol, or other inflammable substances by the quantity of the fire. Similarly, water represents Rajoguna, the mode of passion. A small skin and the vast Atlantic Ocean both contain water. And by seeing the quantity of water in a container, one can understand the size of the container. The sky represents the mode of ignorance. The sky is present in a small earthen pot and also in outer space. Thus, by proper judgment, one can see who is a devata or demigod and who is an asura, yaksha, or rakshasa, according to the quantities of sattva guna, rajoguna, and tamoguna. One cannot judge whether a person is a devata, an asura, or a rakshasa by seeing him. But a sane man can understand this by the activities such a person performs. A general description is given in the Padma Purana. Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Deva Asuras Tad Viparyaya. A devotee of Lord Vishnu is a demigod, whereas an Asura or Yaksha is just the opposite. An Asura is not a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Instead, for his sense gratification, he is a devotee of the demigods, bhutas, pretas, and so on. Thus, one can judge who is a devata, who is a rakshasa, and who is an asura by how they conduct their activities. Oh, Krishna. Okay. The word Atmanam in this word means Paramatmanam. The Paramatma or Super Soul is situated in the core of everyone's heart. Antata. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18:61. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. The Ishvara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, being situated in everyone's heart, gives direction to everyone in terms of one's capabilities in taking the instructions. The instructions of Bhagavad Gita are open to everyone, but some people understand them properly, whereas others understand them so improperly that they cannot even believe in the existence of Krishna, although reading Krishna book. Although the Gita says Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, indicating that Krishna spoke, they cannot understand Krishna. This is due to their misfortune or incapability, which is caused by Rajoguna and Tamoguna, the modes of passion and ignorance. It is because of these modes that they cannot even understand Krishna, whereas an advanced devotee like Arjuna understands him and glorifies him, saying, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. You are the supreme Brahman, the supreme abode and purifier. Krishna is open to everyone, but one needs a capability to understand him. By external features, one cannot understand who is favored by Krishna and who is not. According to one's attitude, Krishna becomes one's direct advisor, or Krishna becomes unknown. This is not Krishna's partiality. It is his response to one's ability to understand him. According to one's receptiveness, whether one be a devata, asura, yaksha, or rakshasa, Krishna's quality is proportionately exhibited. This proportionate exhibition of Krishna's power is misunderstood by less intelligent men to be Krishna's partiality. But actually, it is no such thing. Krishna is equal to everyone, and according to one's ability to receive the favor of Krishna, one advances in Krishna consciousness. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura gives a practical example in this connection. In the sky, there are many luminaries. At night, even in darkness, the moon is extremely brilliant and can be directly perceived. The sun is also extremely brilliant. When covered by the cloud, however, these luminaries are not distinctly visible. Similarly, the more one advances in Sattva Guna, the more his brilliance is exhibited by devotional service. But the more one is covered by Rajoguna and Tamoguna, the less visible his brilliance, for he is covered by these qualities. The visibility of one's qualities does not depend on the partiality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is due to various coverings in different proportions. Thus, one can understand how far he has advanced in terms of Sattva Guna and how much he is covered by Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Hare Krishna. Very sorry to the other devotees for not giving a chance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for reading the purport, Mataji. We are discussing from the 7th canto, 1st chapter, where there was a conversation between Narada Muni and Yudhishthira Maharaj. And actually, entire 7th canto is a conversation between Yudhishthira and Narada Muni. So, in the current beautiful shloka, we see a beautiful explanation that whenever a person is able to do something, accomplish something, it is definitely understood to be Krishna's empowerment. But at the same time, we also should understand that other people who are unable to accomplish things are unable to do so, not because of Lord's mercy, not because of lack of Lord's mercy, but it is because of lack of their own qualification, inclination to serve Krishna, or inclination to connect with Krishna. So Prabhupada has written a very elaborate and profound purport here, very brilliant purport. So many themes are covered. I'm not sure whether I will be able to touch up all of them. But essentially, the purport is talking about the Lord's partiality. Not only this purport, not only this shloka. There are quite a few shlokas in this episode that talk about Krishna's partiality. So definitely Krishna is not partial, but different people attain different degrees of Krishna's mercy according to the purity of your consciousness. If you're able to get something, attain something, become something, accomplish something, it is not a product of Krishna's partiality, but it's a product of the devotee's purity. Right? Accomplishments are not products of Krishna's partiality, but they're products of the devotee's purity. To the degree a devotee's consciousness is pure, to that degree Krishna trusts that devotee and empowers him with more and more abilities and opportunities to render service to him. All we need to do is to maintain purity in consciousness, right? And purity in our intentions behind our services to Krishna. So to the degree our intentions are pure, to the degree our endeavors are pure, to the degree our consciousness is pure, Krishna to that degree will empower us to do many services that please him, right? And ultimately it is not about the magnitude of our services that we do, it's about the attitude behind our services. Krishna is not just pleased with the quantity of our contributions. He sees the quality of our consciousness. The quantity of our contributions may be so high, but if the quality of consciousness is poor, Krishna is not impressed with it. Krishna is impressed with few fruits given by the fruit vendor, but not with the Chappan book offered by Duryodhana. Krishna is pleased with the banana peels offered by Vidura, but Krishna is not pleased with arrogant people's offerings who may think that, oh, I'm maintaining the temple, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So when Prabhupada talks about accomplishments of people, achievements of people, and also Krishna's partiality, Prabhupada nicely connects both of them in various paragraphs of this beautiful purport. So human beings who are under the influence of Sattvaguna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna may exhibit partiality in their dealings with other people. But the Supreme Lord, who is beyond all the three gunas, he has absolutely no need to show any partiality. So apparently it seems that Krishna is partial towards Suras and he is inimical towards Asuras. He is protecting the Suras and he is punishing the Asuras. He is giving nectar to all the Devatas, but he is snatching away nectar from the Rakshasas. So it seems that the Lord is partial. In Samudra Manthan episode, it's very evident that the Lord is very partial towards the Devatas. But if you only see that the Lord is partial in that whole episode, we have not completely understood it, right? So Acharyas very nicely revealed that it's according to the attitude of the devotee or any living being that the Lord is either punishing that person or protecting that person. And ultimately speaking, punishment is also protection only. By punishing a wrongdoer, Krishna is protecting that wrongdoer from committing more wrong things, right? Thus, even his punishment is also a product of his mercy, his compassion, his kindness, his karuna upon that living being. He's just relieving that living being from sinful activities by punishing or killing that person for committing sin, right? So Krishna is not a conditioned soul to exhibit partiality on a material plane. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, in whose heart such malicious ill feelings of envy or pride or partiality would not arise, right? So Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaham. He says, I am equal to everyone. Name dveshyosti. I don't envy anyone. Na priyaha. I don't hold anyone specifically dear to me. So Krishna's impartiality is so eloquently described in this one shloka in Krishna's own words, right? Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. But Krishna also said, Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Right? Bhajana. If we do bhajan of Krishna, if we worship Krishna, if we serve Krishna, then Krishna gives some extra attention to such a devotee. Right? So although he is impartial towards everyone, at the same time, he is also specially inclined towards his devotees. What does it mean? Is it that Krishna is contradicting himself? In that one shloka only? Generally, one shloka is in one corner, another shloka is another corner, and there may be some kind of mismatch or contradiction in two shlokas. But here is same shloka. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. In the first half of the shloka, Krishna is saying, I am impartial. But in the second half, Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. I am inclined towards this devotee. Whoever worships me, I am inclined towards them. That means it's partial. So Krishna's partiality and impartiality, or Krishna's neutrality and special inclination towards devotees, is being very clearly demonstrated within one shloka in his own words. Basically, Krishna is not contradicting himself. For instance, a teacher is giving a lecture to 50 students in the classroom. Some children are very attentive. They are taking notes nicely. They are hearing the class very attentively. They are not checking their smartphones. They are not looking into the windows. They are not getting distracted. With full focus, they are hearing the class. But there are some kids who are sitting in back benches, maybe they are doing some mischief. They are sleeping. They are not being attentive to what the teacher has to speak. So when the students are inattentive, is it the mistake of the teacher? So because of inattentiveness of the student, if the student doesn't understand the subject, is it because of the teacher's partiality? Is it that the teacher is coming and closing the ears of the child and say, you cannot hear the class? Sometimes when the mischief is too much, the teacher may have to say, get out of the class. You can't stay here, right? So in my childhood, in my 8th standard, I was told, get out of the class. I was doing some mischief there, right? I had to stand outside one full period, 45 minutes. Others were asking me, what happened? What happened? Why are you standing outside? Oh, I did something. The teacher gave punishment. Okay. Sometimes when the students are inattentive, teachers may have to punish. So that punishment is meant for their purification. It's meant for the rectification of the rebellious mentality of the student, and not a product of teacher's grudge or partiality or envy towards the student. Similarly, Krishna is equal to everyone. Just like a teacher is equally teaching the same subject to everyone, same class to everyone. Similarly, Krishna also is inclined to give his mercy towards all living beings, because everybody is a child of God. But if you are not receiving, what will the Lord do? Just like teacher is giving lecture and the students are not listening properly, what will the teacher do? Right? So it's the power of the receptivity of the recipient that decides how much the recipient is benefited from the giver. It's not the partiality of the giver. The giver is ready to impartially impart knowledge or resources to everyone. So Krishna is impartially giving all resources and knowledge to everybody, but some people are not taking advantage of it. Just like sun is glowing so nicely in the sky, he's giving sunshine to everyone. But some people get irritated with that sunshine. Okay, some people rejoice that sunshine, but some people get bothered by it. So when a person who doesn't like sun rays, he goes inside a dark room and closes all doors and windows and curtains and then says that sun doesn't exist. Is it the mistake of the sun? Right? So he is unable to perceive sun because he himself closed himself within a den, within a dark room. Therefore, he is unable to perceive the sun. That does not mean sun doesn't exist. That does not mean sun is partial. That does not mean sun is envious of this person. He doesn't want sun rays. So sun is not bothering. He is doing his duty. Okay. So that's a little bit about partiality of the Lord. Lord is not partial. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha. So he is not partial towards anyone. However, when the student takes more interest in the subject and personally goes to the teacher, even beyond the class hours in the staff room, and asks the teacher, can you please explain this to me? Teacher will take extra time and explain that point to the student, right? So they're special students. And the student may ask more references of that subject, and the teacher will give more references, will explain more, will spend more time. So you cannot blame the teacher for giving extra time to that student, because the student is very keen to understand the subject, and the teacher is reciprocating with the eagerness of the student, right? Ethamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham. Krishna says, the way you approach me, in a similar way, I reciprocate with you. Same thing holds true in any of our human dealings also. When somebody deals with you very politely, in a very friendly manner, in a very loving manner, you are also inspired to reciprocate in a loving manner, right? But when someone is very rude with you, very harsh with you, very rough with you, you will also reciprocate with them in a similar manner. You are not good with me, I'm also not good with you. Same thing holds true with the Lord also, right? So the Lord also is not obliged to show his mercy or reveal himself to a person who has a challenging attitude. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita very clearly, he said that Naham prakashah sarvasya yoga maya samavritah. So I am not obliged to reveal myself to everyone. I will cover myself with yoga maya curtain, or I will cover the vision of the arrogant person with the maya, with the curtain of maya. Maya javanika channam agnadhokshadamobhyayam na lakshase modhadrisha nato natyadharo yatha. Right? So Krishna is not obliged to establish himself or reveal himself to a person who is not qualified to see him. And what is the qualification to see Krishna? Bhakti. Bhakti is the qualification to receive extra mercy from Krishna, special mercy from Krishna. Right? Samoham sarva bhaiteshu name dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajinte tu mam bhaktya. One who does bhajan of Krishna with bhakti will become a special recipient of Krishna's special grace, special attention. Right? So then Krishna will give special Shakti to that devotee. Right? With that special Shakti, the devotee can achieve so many things. As Vallabha Bhatta in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, 7th chapter, speaks to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Shakti vina nahe tara pravartan. Without Krishna Shakti, no one can spread the holy names of Krishna. Without Krishna's empowerment, no one will be able to spread the knowledge of Krishna consciousness and inspire more and more people to come closer to Krishna. It's not that possible, right? So without Krishna Shakti, spreading Krishna consciousness is impossible. When somebody is able to spread Krishna consciousness very nicely, very effectively, we should rejoice, we should feel happy for the devotee instead of feeling envious. Prabhupada speaks about envy also a lot in the purport. So recognizing that a devotee has been empowered by Krishna for his or her good attitude, good service attitude, when there is purity in consciousness, Krishna will reciprocate with the devotee by empowering the devotee to perform more and more things in the service of Krishna. right? So by seeing such a devotee, we should admire him. We should love and adore that person. We should take inspiration from that person and learn from that person instead of envying that person. Prabhupada writes in the purport that how much a devotee has been favored by Krishna can be tested by the activities that the devotees perform. What is that Sanskrit phrase? Phalena parichayati, like that. I forgot the Sanskrit phrase. You see the results, how much the devotee is able to render service. Without Krishna's sanction, will anyone be able to render service? Without Krishna's empowerment, will anyone get the ability to render a particular service to Krishna? Why are we envious of such devotees? Right? Now, because I am unable to do and he is able to do, I am envious. And what stops you from doing it? You purify your consciousness by sincerely chanting the holy names of Krishna, sincerely studying Bhagavatam, doing whatever you are supposed to do as a sadhaka, you do it. And when you purify your consciousness in this way, Krishna will empower you to perform some great services, right? Or you need to see it from another perspective also. Krishna has empowered this devotee to perform this service, and Krishna has empowered you to perform another service. It's not necessary that everyone should be doing every kind of service, right? It's not necessary. Some people are good at singing, some people are good at speaking, some people are good at management, some devotees are good at decorating the deities, some people are good at cooking for the Lord, some people are expert in making garlands for the Lord, or some people are good at cultivating new people, some people are good at nourishing seasoned devotees. There are hundreds and thousands of services that a devotee could perform, and different devotees are empowered to perform different services to the Lord. If you see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leelas, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, they are into excavating holy places, building temples, establishing deity worship, and writing books. This is the way Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has empowered them. And if you see Haridas Thakur, the Lord has empowered him to chant the holy names of Krishna whole day, right? 192 rounds, 3 lakh names of the Lord. The Lord has empowered him to do japa whole day. He's not into temple construction or writing so many books, right? So he did not even go to Vrindavan. But Rupa and Sanatana Goswami are given Vrindavan as their Sevasthali. They are supposed to serve there. Now you see Raghunath Das Goswami. The Lord wanted him to set an example of renunciation. How renounced a devotee could be. So Raghunath Das Goswami is empowered in that direction. Like the different devotees are empowered by the Lord in different ways. If you see the example of Ramananda Rai and Swarupa Damodar Goswami, they are most intimate associates of Krishna, of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And their particular service is to be very close to the Lord and speak shlokas or recite shlokas or sing songs that are in line with the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that are in line with the specific flavor of emotion that Mahaprabhu is experiencing in separation from Krishna, in the mood of Radharani. So Rupa and Sanatana did not say, why we did not get that service. Mahaprabhu is in Puri and we are sent to Vrindavan so far away. And we cannot go there every year also. We can go only once in a while. And here is Ramananda Rai and Swarupa Damodar Goswami. They are just right next to the Lord. Every day they are seeing the Lord. Every day they are conversing with the Lord. What's happening? So like that, devotees who are given different services under the umbrella of Krishna Bhajan, they don't envy each other. They understand that the Lord has empowered different devotees in different ways. And let me just focus on the service that the Lord has given me specifically, instead of feeling envious of another devotee. Oftentimes we may feel envious of another devotee because of the public attention that the other devotee is getting. When a devotee is able to, when a devotee is sitting in one corner and chanting 100 rounds every day, we don't envy that person. because we cannot chant anyways. Not we, I. So like when a devotee is getting a lot of public attention, there may be some kind of discomfort feeling in the heart. Oh, why this devotee is being so famous or popular? Why I am not? So there is some kind of envy that an immature sadhaka may feel, seeing the attention that one devotee is receiving. Krishna notices all that. We can cheat others in this world. Sometimes we can even cheat our own selves, but we can never cheat Krishna. Krishna knows what is there in our hearts because he's sitting in the heart. Ishvaraha sarva bhutanam hrideshirjana tishtati. So Prabhupada quotes that shloka also. So Krishna stays right within the hearts of all living beings. He is able to understand all our moods and needs and deeds. If we genuinely need something for our spiritual advancement, Krishna will give it. Provided he also sees that our mood is proper, not malicious, right? So he is able to see our moods and deeds and needs. Accordingly, he is reciprocating with us, right? Whatever we need, Krishna will give. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaha paripasate tesham nitya abhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Right? One who doesn't think of anything else, but one who is completely dedicated to Krishna's seva, always thinking about Krishna, is provided with whatever he needs in devotional service. And the Lord also preserves whatever the devotee has. Means the Lord will supply whatever the devotee needs. The Lord will preserve whatever the devotee has. That is the basic understanding of the shloka. But if you go little, if you take a magnifying glass and then see the shloka and all these words little more clearly, there are some clauses, there are some stars there. And below the star, there is condition supply. There is footnote. What is that? I will provide whatever my devotees need for spiritual advancement, for reaching closer to my lotus feet, for rendering service to me. I will provide whatever they need to come closer to me. But if they have something which is not favorable for their bhakti, Krishna will take it away from us. Right? Krishna will take it away from us also. If we have something, if we have something that we don't need for our advancement in bhakti, Krishna will take it away. Or if we have something that we want something, but we don't need it for our bhakti, advancement in bhakti, Krishna will again take it away. Right? So in this way, we need to understand that Krishna desires that we come closer to him. Not that Krishna will just fulfill our whimsical desires. Right? Therefore, we need to understand that Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Pravartan. Without Krishna's empowerment, I won't be able to accomplish anything in life. I won't be able to have anything in my life. I won't be able to protect anything, any of my possessions in life. Right? So when we are in this mood of just focusing on our service to Krishna and recognizing our abilities to perform certain services as Krishna's blessings, then Krishna will provide with more blessings. But if we think that we are independent doers of our activities, independent accomplishers or achievers of our goals, then Krishna will eventually make us realize that we are not independent, we are dependent. Right? So either we voluntarily acknowledge our dependence on Krishna, or we force Krishna to make us realize that we are not independent. Right? So why should we give extra service to Krishna? We are supposed to serve Krishna, right? We should not increase Krishna's service. We're supposed to decrease Krishna's activity by assisting him. Okay. Generally, one who thinks I am the doer will eventually, inevitably, thinks that I am an enjoyer also. When I think I am the doer, I will naturally think I am the enjoyer. Okay. So therefore, we should not think that we are the doers. For any activity, for anything to be accomplished, there are three doers. Jiva is a doer who desires to perform an activity. Prakriti is the doer who facilitates and who arranges all the resources or ingredients for performing that activity. And thirdly, Purusha has to sanction it. So I may desire to do something and nature may provide ingredients, but unless Krishna sanctions it, I won't be able to accomplish it. So for any task to happen, 3 doers are involved. Okay. And in the Jiva category, multiple Jivas are involved, of course. Okay. We are able to do things because so many people have trained us, supported us, provided with so many resources, helped us in 100 different ways. Then only we are able to accomplish. So if I think I am the independent doer of my activities, I will think that I am the enjoyer of my results, of the results of those activities. Therefore, we need to give up the doership mentality. Then naturally we will give up that enjoyership mentality also. My thought pattern, my thinking that I am the doer of things will inevitably make me think that I am enjoyer, right? You see, when Arjuna went to Dwaraka and stayed for 7 months, Yudhishthira Maharaj at Hastinapur, he was feeling that why Arjuna is not coming back for such a long time. What happened? So after a while, Arjuna came. After 7 months, Arjuna came. Arjuna was looking so morose, so dejected, so bad. Okay. Then our Yudhishthira Maharaj asked him so many questions. How are our relatives at Dwaraka? Okay. Finally, Yudhishthira Maharaj asked him, Arjuna, you look so morose, so dejected. I asked you 100 questions about the welfare of our relatives at Dwaraka. You did not respond. I asked you 10 questions about your personal welfare, personal health. You did not answer. Now I am obliged to ask the final question. Is Krishna there in Dwaraka? Or did Krishna disappear from this earth planet? And therefore you are feeling intense separation from him and you are so choked up and dejected and so morose. Is that the reason? He asked frankly. Then Arjuna somehow managed to compose himself and reveal the news. Yes, my dear brother, that Lord, my dear friend, has left me. Vanchito ham maharaja harina bandhurupina yena me pahritam tejo deva vismapanam mahat. Vanchito ham maharaja. Right? Oh, my dear Maharaja, Yudhishthira Maharaj, I have been cheated thoroughly. Right? Harina bandhurupina, Lord Hari appeared as my bandhu, as my dear friend, but he left me. Right? Yena me apahritam tejo deva vismapanam mahat. And because he left me, all my prowess also left me. Okay. Deva vismapanam mahat. With my military prowess, with my ability to use bow and arrow in a very expert way, I could mesmerize even Lord Shiva. So many devatas, Indra. But now that Krishna left me, all that powers are no more there, no longer there. He is not lamenting for the loss of powers. He was lamenting for the absence of Krishna. But the lesson that we need to take here is Krishna is the source of all powers. We may have talents, skills, experience, resources, powers, influence. But all these are bestowed upon us only by Krishna, not anyone else. Right? So we should recognize that Krishna is the source of my powers and I am meant to utilize all those God-given powers in God's service, Krishna's service. Then that is the right utility of all my powers. Otherwise, I will just think of myself as great, accomplisher of so many things, and I'll become proud, I'll become puffed up, which is not pleasing to Krishna, and I will not reach Krishna. So Krishna has given certain abilities and talents and skills to Arjuna to win the Kurukshetra war and to do whatever he has done throughout his manifest pastimes. And once Krishna's purposes are fulfilled, Krishna withdrew all those powers. Krishna has taken away all the powers from Arjuna. Prabhupada writes in that purport, if endowment and withdrawal of powers by the Lord from devotees like Arjuna or Brahma or Indra or Vachandra, Varuna, Vayu, whoever it may be, if that is the case even in great exalted devotees, what to speak of us who are like fixed in front of Arjuna and Bhima and others, right? So first lesson from this purport is, understand that when Krishna is bestowing certain powers on some devotee and they're able to accomplish something, it is not because Krishna is partial towards them. Krishna is reciprocating with their good attitude, good consciousness, pure consciousness, right? That is first point, main lesson, main theme in today's purport. Secondly, when I am on the receiving end of the powers and empowerment, I should not become proud. I should not become puffed up. I should not become arrogant. I should not think I'm an independent doer of things. Only by Krishna's grace I'm doing it, right? So Arjuna said, Tadvai dhanushtai shavah saratho hayaste soham rathi nrupatayo yata anamanti sarvam kshanena tadabhuda sadishariktam bhasmam hutam kuhakaradhamivopamushyam. So he said that Tadvai dhanushtai shavah saratho hayaste. I am that same Arjuna. I have that chariot and I have my bow, I have my arrows, and I am the same great warrior who has so many military certificates and unto whom hundreds and thousands of warriors come and offer obeisances to. I am that same Arjuna, but I just could not defeat even some ordinary cowherds. Okay. All my powers are like oblations into ashes. Like money created by the magic wand of a magician, or like seed sown in a barren land. That's my situation without Krishna's empowerment. So here is Arjuna who has recognized that the source of all his powers is Krishna. So therefore a devotee should never feel puffed up or proud of one's accomplishments or achievements. A devotee should sincerely, humbly, honestly transfer all the credits of one's accomplishments to Krishna, to Guru, to Vaishnavas, to many other devotees who helped and supported and trained oneself, right? So that attitude of a devotee will bring upon the devotee more and more empowerment and more opportunities to render more and more services, right? One who thinks oneself as an independent doer of all these activities, all these devotional services, will eventually lose taste for the devotional service because of thinking himself independent doer of activities. The doership mentality will inevitably lead to enjoyership mentality. And when I think I'm the doer, I'm the enjoyer, Krishna feels that, okay, you're an independent doer, independent enjoyer, okay, try. No more empowerment from my side, right? So then when Krishna's empowerment is missing, when the source of all the powers is no longer giving you any powers, what will we accomplish, right? We'll just eventually fade away, right? So we need to recognize that unless my wire is connected to the power source, the light cannot glow. So you need to switch on that light, and there should be electricity in the wire that is connecting the bulb and the switch, right? And there should be electricity supply from the main source. Then only light will glow. Then only fan will move. Okay, fan is rotating. The fan is thinking that I'm rotating. How are you rotating? Krishna, electricity is coming into you. That's why you're able to rotate. That's why you're able to give some cooling effect to the people in the room. So if the fan thinks that I'm independently moving, fan is foolish. If the light thinks that I'm independently glowing, light is foolish, right? If a devotee thinks that I'm independently performing so many things, devotee is foolish or immature. That's the right word, immature. But a mature devotee performs unlimited service to Krishna, thinking that I'm able to do only by Krishna's grace. It's not my independent achievement, right? So, Srila Prabhupada, Hanumanji, Arjuna, so many such wonderful devotees have accomplished so many things. Prabhupada has established several temples across the globe. Hanumanji crossed Lanka ocean and found Sita Devi and burned the whole Lanka, and then participated in Lanka war and assisted Lord Ramachandra in 100 different ways. Arjuna, Bhima, they all have killed hundreds and thousands of miscreants in Kurukshetra war. Like that, there are so many pure devotees, exalted devotees who have great accomplishments, but along with great accomplishments, they had great humility. And that humility made them great devotees. accomplishments is a product of their humility, product of their dependence on Krishna. Right? Yes, devotee may be known for their good services and good accomplishments, but only when humility is there, these accomplishments will shine. Right? So ultimately, a devotee understands, knows, and acknowledges and realizes that only by Krishna Shakti I am able to do whatever I am able to do. And it's my great fortune that I got this opportunity to render service to Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna could have got this done through anybody. He chose me. It's my fortune. Right? So Krishna will choose a devotee to perform a particular service for the devotee's purification and in reciprocation with the devotee's good attitude also. Right? So if you don't acknowledge the empowerment behind our accomplishments, we inevitably feel a sense of entitlement. Right? If we don't acknowledge the empowerment behind our accomplishments, we feel a sense of entitlement. Yes, I deserve this. I did so much service. I deserve these facilities. I deserve this respect. I deserve this freedom. I deserve this independence. I deserve these resources. I deserve so many servants. So there's a feeling of entitlement. Yes, I'm entitled to enjoy so many facilities because I did so much service. Right? So, but if we think I did all this service only by Krishna's empowerment, and if you feel grateful and happy that you got an opportunity to do that service, you don't feel a sense of entitlement. You feel a sense of indebtedness. Oh, what I have done is not so much. I need to do more and more services. Right? That's the attitude of a devotee. One devotee was recently sharing that I think this one lifetime is not sufficient for me to serve Prabhupada. I think I need to take one more lifetime to do more services to Prabhupada. I feel like doing so much service, but my number of hours is only 24, and my age is increasing, and my time is less. My responsibilities are more. I'm able to do this much service only. I need one more lifetime to do more service. So devotee doesn't desire liberation. Devotee doesn't even specifically desire to go back to Godhead also. Devotee desires to serve Krishna, life after life. Mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti rahituki. So devotee wants to do ahituki bhakti in every janma. Okay, they don't even want termination of janma. They want continuation of services in any janma. Right? So Krishna doesn't see the quantity of our contributions, but he sees the quality of our consciousness. And when the quality of consciousness is good, we'll naturally contribute more and more. We are eager to serve more and more and more and more. And we are grateful for all those opportunities. But one who thinks oneself independent doer, independent accomplisher, independent achiever, cannot recognize the empowerment that is coming to them, cannot recognize the blessings that are coming upon them, and cannot be grateful for all the blessings that he has already received. Because there is a sense of doership. Okay, a sense of enjoyership. Okay. So, and Krishna is very happy to reciprocate with such devotee when there is a good quality of feeling. So there is one little story, small story, just for the pleasure of some kids who are sitting here. Arjuna is very expert in music also, not only in throwing arrows. So Arjuna is expert in music, and Bhima saw him. I also want to learn music, right? He said, I also would like to become a great master of musical science. So he found some guru. He has learned some ragas. He took some instruments, and he sat in front of Indraprastha and a main gate and started doing some practice. Okay, and he was doing loud practice, very loud practice, and all the citizens, not all, at least some of the citizens were feeling a bit annoyed, but they can't appease Bhima. Bhima is a little angry also, and he has Gada, and within one arm, Bhima has the strength of 10,000 elephants. So who would dare to give a feedback to Bhima? So nobody came to Bhima, but they went to Yudhishthir Maharaj. He's more approachable. Okay, they went to Yudhishthir Maharaj and said, my dear Yudhishthir, your dear brother Bhima is practicing some music, some ragas, some instruments, and is singing so loudly, and we are unable to bear that sound. Can you do something about it? And Yudhishthira Maharaj felt that, oh my God, I can't give feedback to Bhima also. Let me tell Draupadi. So then Draupadi went to Bhima and very politely, very respectfully said, Bhima, you are practicing music so sincerely, but probably a secluded forest in a mountain region may be a more suitable place for you to practice your music nicely. You will get a more peaceful ambience, right? So you can try that. Then Bhima liked the idea. Yes, very good. Then he went to a secluded forest and started loudly practicing his music. Then as he was practicing one day, so one simple villager came there, and Bhima is like behind some trees, and then the simple villager came and then started peeping into the trees, and then found Bhima practicing musical science. So practicing some instrument and singing some ragas, and he became afraid and he ran away. Then Bhima noticed it. Some villager saw me and he became afraid and he ran away. I need to go and then find out why is he running away from me. So Bhima started running and he was shouting, stop, stop there. And the person is like a leaf in wind. So he came and Bhima caught him and said, why did you disturb my sadhana? And why are you being afraid of me? Why are you running away from me? Then this villager said, my dear sir, I am a washerman. I lost one of my donkeys. So when I heard your sound, I thought my donkey is there. So I went and peeped inside, hoping that I found my donkey, but it was not donkey, it was you. So seeing you, I became afraid and I ran away. Okay, you can understand how Bhima was singing, what kind of singing Bhima was doing. So Bhima thought, oh, really? Am I singing like that? My singing is not very good. Okay, maybe I'll stop this practice. I'm not meant to do it, probably. So he realized and he stopped it. Okay. So he came back to his kingdom, Indraprastha, and continued his services. Then one day, Yudhishthira Maharaj came to Bhima and said, Bhima, you please go to Dwaraka and get go to Dwaraka from Hastinapur and get Lord Krishna here immediately. We have some important discussions to be made. Then Bhima said, yes, I will immediately go after breakfast. Then he took breakfast. Okay. And after breakfast, Bhima thought, let me take some rest. It's a long journey from Indraprastha to Dwaraka. I'll take little rest and then I will get up and then go. So he slept. So when he was sleeping, there was a knock on his door. Thak, thak, thak. Then when he opened, Bhima got up and opened the door, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was standing there with some anger on his face. Bhima, I told you to get Krishna. I told you to go to Dwarka and get Krishna, but you did not go. It's already afternoon, right? So half day has passed. By this time you would have got Krishna here, but you did not get. You are just sleeping, wasting your time. Shame on you. Then Bhima became very embarrassed, very morose. Oh, I forgot my service. I got into sleep. And then Bhima closed his eyes and prayed to the Lord Krishna sincerely. Oh Krishna, oh Mukunda, oh Madhava, oh Madhusudana, oh Govinda, my elder brother has given me this important service to bring you here, but somehow I just slept and I just could not do this service. I only have little time left. Now I'll go to get you. So you please help me that within this short time that is available for me, I should be able to get you to Dwaraka. So you please empower me, please bless me. So he sincerely prayed with tears in his eyes, and he also was feeling so shameful and regretful and repentant that he could not fulfill the instruction of his dear brother, worshipable brother Yudhishthira. So as he was crying and praying like this, he heard another knock, thak, thak, thak on the door. So he came and opened the door. Then Yudhishthira was standing there with a smile. Earlier with anger, now with smile. He said, Bhima, you are so humble. You have already brought Krishna from Dwaraka, and although I am chastising you, although I was scolding you, you did not speak out. You already brought Krishna from Dwaraka. So then Bhima felt, I was sleeping whole day. Why did I bring Krishna? Then behind Yudhishthira, Krishna was standing. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj was appreciating Bhima, and Bhima was totally shocked. How did Krishna come here? I never brought him only. Then after that, Bhima went and asked Krishna, Krishna, what's happening? How come you are here? I never came to Dwarka only to bring you. Then Krishna said, my dear Bhima, you prayed, right? With tears in your eyes, with a repentful heart, with humility in your heart. You sincerely prayed, oh Mukunda, Madhava, Madhusudana, Trivikrama, you please come so that my brother will be happy. So your desire was to please your brother, who is another devotee, and you sincerely prayed to me. So I came here. But sometime back, you are practicing that musical instruments, right? You wanted to be like Arjuna, become a great singer like Arjuna. So that did not please me so much, right? So I was not very impressed with your elaborate efforts, great efforts to learn music, but I'm very pleased with the few names that you chanted, Krishna, Madhusudana, Madhava, Trivikrama, with tears in your eyes, with genuine feeling, genuine repentance, genuine devotion. So I was pleased with it. Now the lesson here, why I spoke this long story is, the main lesson here is that when Bhima tried to imitate Arjuna to become a great singer, Lord is not impressed. But when Bhima, with his own broken words, he offered some simple, heartfelt, humble prayers, Krishna came all the way. Right? So Krishna is more impressed with the quality of our consciousness and not the quantity of our contributions, quantity of our accomplishments. Of course, we'll be able to accomplish definitely many things. When we have good consciousness, we can do so many services. That's fine. And we are not against accomplishing many things in Krishna's service. However, we should not lose our focus on maintaining that right mood, that whatever I am doing by the empowerment of Krishna. Whatever I'm doing for the pleasure of Krishna, not for my egoistic pleasure, not to have a sense of achieving so many things, and not to show off to 100 million people, right? So when we feel a sense of superiority complex over others because of our accomplishments, Krishna is not happy. Or when we feel a sense of inferiority complex when other devotees are accomplishing more than us, that also does not make Krishna happy. So that superiority complex and inferiority complex, or that pride and this envy, these two things Krishna cannot accommodate. Krishna doesn't like, right? So we should try our best to render the best quality service to Krishna and more service to Krishna, but without envying other devotees or without being proud of our accomplishments, as a humble servant, right? A humble devotee is one who focuses on one's own service to Krishna and does the best in that service, and also genuinely appreciates others' service to Krishna, right? Let others also do service nicely. Let me appreciate their service also. It's not that I think that I'm only great servant. They are also great servants. Let them also do some service. If possible, I will assist them also, right? If I can't assist them, that's a different thing, but at least let me not discourage them. Let me not demotivate them. Let me not fail to appreciate them. Prabhupada writes this also in the purport. When some devotees are doing great service, sometimes immature people will feel envious of those devotees, right? They may not be able to. I don't remember, maybe in second or third paragraph, Prabhupada writes that in today's purport. So one should not fail to recognize the glorious services done by other devotees. That envy is never appreciated by Krishna. When Arjuna was fighting in Kurukshetra war, Krishna was acting as his chariot driver, isn't it? So Krishna was acting as chariot driver of Arjuna. Then Bhima did not come for a competition. Or Yudhishthira Maharaj did not come with a competitive spirit. Yudhishthira or Bhima or Nakul and Sahadev, they are not saying, Krishna, why are you becoming his driver? You become my driver. Yudhishthira did not come and say, I will be sitting on the throne. I am the eldest of the Pandavas. I am the best among the Pandavas, right? I know full dharmas. Krishna, better for you to drive my chariot, not Arjuna's chariot. Bhima did not come and say, Krishna, I have taken a vow to kill Duryodhan, Dushyasan and all the 100 brothers, 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. So you should drive my chariot, right? Not Arjuna's chariot. No, nobody came with a competitive spirit, right? So if Krishna wants to give more importance to Arjuna or more attention to Arjuna, other 4 devotees, Yudhishthir, Bhima, Nakul and Sahadev, they're completely comfortable with it. If Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants to spend more intimate time with Swarupa Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai, others like Haridas Thakur, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they're okay with it, completely okay with it, right? So you can never demand mercy from Krishna. We can never demand attention from Krishna. Krishna is independent, right? And we are dependent. Let him independently shower his mercy upon any devotee the way he wants. Who are we to object, right? And let me appreciate the good fortune of the other devotee. So I should never fail to utilize all my strength to nicely serve Krishna, and I should never fail to acknowledge and appreciate another devotee's good service to Krishna. That is the right consciousness in doing services. Then we can do more service. Krishna will empower us to do more and more services to the degree we maintain good quality in our consciousness, right? So in the spiritual world, there is no envy even amongst the plants and birds also. Paravatanya bhritasara sachakravaka datyuha hamsa sukati teribarhinam yaham kola halo viramate chiramatra muchair bhrangadhipe harikatham ivagayamani. So Lord Brahma speaks this shloka in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. So Paravatanya bhritasara sachakravaka, these are all the names of different birds in Vaikuntha. So when a small bumblebee comes to glorify Krishna, making a sound like that, it irritates common people, but in Vaikuntha, that so-called irritating sound is actually Harikatha. That is the attempt of the bee to glorify Krishna. And when the bee is trying to glorify Krishna, the sweet singing cuckoo bird will not feel envious or irritated. The cuckoo bird encourages the bee. Yes, you go and glorify Krishna. Okay. And the sweet singing parrots or peacocks or hamsa or any other birds that have very good voices, they will never feel envious. They are very encouraging. This is Vaikuntha thinking. This is Vaishnava thinking. You can read 7th canto, 5th chapter, I think 12th purport, where Prabhupada writes about this non-envious attitude of devotees more. Vaikuntha thinking, Vaishnava thinking. Every devotee is rendering some service to Krishna, and that devotee must be encouraged to render that particular service, and we should not discourage them. We should not demean them. We should not disrespect them. We should not demotivate them. We should assist them. We should encourage them. We should appreciate them. Thus, we will make advancement, they will make advancement. If we genuinely appreciate another devotee's good service, the devotee will be encouraged to do more service. And because of genuine appreciation, we'll get more blessings of Krishna, more blessings of that Vaishnava, and we'll also do more service. But if we speak in a discouraging tone, demeaning tone, disrespectful tone, the other devotee will feel discouraged to do more service. And because of offending that devotee, because of hurting that devotee, our service attitude also will be diminished, which is a better way. So this is a win-win situation, that is lose-lose situation. The better way is you appreciate others, allow them to do more seva, and you also do more seva. Okay. But if we discourage other devotees, they won't be able to do nice seva, we also won't be able to do nice seva. And Krishna will not be pleased. So we should respect other devotees for whatever small or big contributions that they are doing, and we should not take pride, false pride, in our accomplishments, in our services. We should humbly acknowledge Krishna Shakti Without Krishna's empowerment, Krishna's blessings, Krishna's sanction, I won't be able to do anything, right? So, and when some devotee is doing nice service and other devotees are unable to do much, those devotees should not feel that Krishna is partial towards them. It's not a product of Krishna's partiality. It is a product of their purity in consciousness. So that envy Krishna never likes. Okay. Mandara kunda kurabotpala champakarana punna ganaga bakulambuja parijata gandhirchite tulasika bharanena tasya yasmim stapaha subanaso bahumana yanti. Okay. So there are so many sweet smelling, colorful, fragrant flowers in Vaikuntha, but none of them are envious of tulasi leaf. You take a nice 1000-petal lotus flower and you take a little tulsi leaf. Okay. Apparently, materially speaking, externally speaking, oh, this is more attractive. There's multiple shades. This is a small green leaf. But in Vaikuntha, this 1000-petal, colorful, beautiful, fragrant, sweet-smelling lotus flower doesn't feel any sense of superiority complex or pride in comparison to this little leaf, tulsi leaf. Tulsi, you have done so many austerities to please the Lord, you please go and serve the Lord. And same is the cooperative spirit, the spirit of unity that we can see in Goloka Vrindavan. In Goloka Vrindavan, there are hundreds and thousands of gopis, millions of gopis who serve Krishna. And Srimati Radharani is the best of all gopis. Srimati Radharani is compared with a nice devotional creeper, Bhakti Lata. And Krishna's pastimes are like water sprinkled on that creeper. Fine. All the gopis of Vrindavan, they are like small leaves and twigs and flowers and fruits of that creeper. When the water is sprinkled on the creeper, all the leaves and twigs will automatically become happy and nourished, right? Similarly, when all the gopis assist Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna, they become very happy, satisfied and nourished. Then what is Radharani's happiness and satisfaction and nourishment? She tries to find ways and means to bring all these gopis in connection with Krishna and allow them and encourage them to directly serve Krishna. We may also encourage others to directly serve Krishna when we are not interested in that service. But nobody wants to avoid service in Goloka. Everybody wants to eagerly serve Krishna, but at the same time, they want to give opportunity to others also to serve Krishna, and they take pleasure in the pleasure of that devotee in their service to Krishna. And that kind of cooperation is there, unity is there, love, camaraderie is there, Krishna becomes very happy. Just like Krishna is very happy with all the gopis and Radharani in Vrindavan, in Goloka Vrindavan. Right? So we can invoke the presence of the spiritual world by cultivating that spiritual consciousness of cooperating with other devotees and helping other devotees, being genuine well-wishers of other devotees and not holding any pride or envy within our hearts, but genuinely serving Krishna to the best of our ability that Krishna has given. We should engage our God-given abilities and talents and skills and resources in God's service, in Krishna's service, without feeling a sense of doership or enjoyership or sense of entitlement, right? And allow others also to serve nicely. So that will make our whole devotional life, spiritual life more satisfying, more fulfilling. Otherwise, we'll just keep on hankering for 100 different things, right? We'll keep lamenting for it. But when we have this spirit, this consciousness, we'll be very happy and satisfied in serving Krishna, right? And we'll be more eager and enthusiastic to serve more and more. Okay, with these few words, I will conclude. I am speaking all these things, big things based on Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. But I also have a long way to go, and I also need to cultivate this attitude and this spirit of consciousness. So, and I seek your sincere blessings so that I imbibe these qualities within me and serve properly. So I seek all your blessings and prayers. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Such a nice class. So very nicely you explained about this enviousness, and that lastly you winded up with that story, the pastime of Bhima, Bhimsena. He was singing, and but after that he was calling literally to the God. So that's how God responded. So that's really very wonderful. Enviousness, yes, actually that is the main thing that we have to get it out of our mind, but it's really very difficult also sometimes without knowing us also it comes inside. So when the devotee whatever you said was really very true. So when some devotee is doing the service without knowing us, I'm saying for me, I tend to think, oh, that devotee is doing like this. It was like you're speaking about me. So that was very nice. I should get rid of this one. Please pray for me, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the class. We have raised hands, Prabhuji. With your permission, we can go for the question and answer. Yeah, Deepika Kini Mataji, you have any question?
All the points that I shared are coming directly from Prabhupada's purport. All credit goes to him. Thank you. Yes, Mataji. Deepika Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I'm just helplessly wanting to quote one or two quotes by His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj on humility. Can I just do it, please? Because it's regarding, to your lecture. Just one or two quotes. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj has spoken on humility. Can I say? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So he says that without humility, one can have knowledge, but no realizations. And at our level, our humility is to aspire for genuine humility. And this one really touched my heart. It says, he says, if we accept that we are a fool, then we can learn. But don't be a fool. But one should feel like a fool. And if you don't feel like a fool, then we really are a fool. So this I liked when Maharaj was quoting about, on humility. And there was one thing about, I was reminded about this non-enviousness. Sri Ram was glorifying Hanumanji when he met him for the first time, his refined character and his qualities to Lakshmana. And both are serving him. Like Lakshman is also servant and Hanumanji is also servant. And there was no trace of enviousness in Lakshman, when he was glorifying him. So this, I just wanted to share. Thank you for allowing me.
Thanks a lot, Mataji. Thank you very much. That's
Thank you,
very
Mataji.
helpful.
Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your great lecture, Prabhuji, as usual. Prabhuji, I have two questions. Can I ask if you can allow me? Prabhuji, I wanted to ask you that, and this is from. This is not from the lecture. Actually, Prabhuji, King Kul Shikhar, he mentioned in his prayers, that Kapha Vata Pitta. Then he said that, please accept me now, Lord. So did Lord accept him at that time, or like he was saying that I am healthy now, so please you take my breath away?
I'm not sure whether the Lord has actually done. If Lord actually has done, he would not be speaking the remaining shlokas, right? He completed Mukundmala Stotra, and this comes somewhere in 40s or something like that. So basically, when a devotee says, "Oh Lord, take me away now," that's a genuine, heartfelt, devotional expression of the devotee. That does not mean Lord will literally take it, and Lord will literally take away the life of the devotee, right? So the Lord will allow the devotee to continue in this material world if the Lord wants some service to get done through the devotee. And the Lord will take him to the spiritual world if the Lord feels that, oh, no more service for you there, you come here. So sometimes a devotee may, out of his humility, he may say, I may not be able to remember you at the time of death. Please take me now. I am able to remember you. That is an expression of humility that need not be taken literally. Many prayers, either in Bhagavatam or many other places, many devotees' prayers where they are expressing their dainya or humility, they should not be taken literally. We should not really think that, oh, they are not qualified. Prahlad Maharaj says in one prayer that, oh Lord, I'm not afraid of your fearful form. What is that? Naham bibhem yajatateti bhayanakasya jihvarka netra bharkuti rabhasogra damstrat antrasrajaha kshataja keshara shankhu karnan nirhata bhita digibhat aribhinna khagrat. He says, your form is extremely fierce, but I am not at all fearful. But I am fearful of one thing, that is samsara chakra, the cycle of birth and death. Right? He said that in one shloka, and after a few shlokas he says that naivo dvijaya paraduratya vaitaranyah tadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chitta. I am not at all afraid of this birth and death cycle, because I'm praying, I'm immersing my consciousness in the nectarian narration of your katha, your qualities. Tadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chitta. So I'm not afraid of this material existence. So which one should be taken literally? Is he afraid of material existence, or he's not afraid? In the same set of prayers, he is speaking two things, two opposite things, right? So these things should not be taken literally. So when a devotee is in extreme humble state of mind, what he expresses should not be taken literally. We should see the consciousness or the mood or attitude behind the external words, right? When they speak low about themselves, we should not take it literally. Because they're speaking low about themselves, they're the highest devotees. That should be the message. Okay, Mother, does it make sense?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, I had one more question. Prabhuji, like you mentioned that we should not be envious of devotees and we should encourage other devotees for their service. So, Prabhuji, it actually happened with me, like due to some misunderstanding, other devotees, they cancelled the sevas which I was doing. So, somehow or the other, I'm not right now I'm serving the Lord. Those sevas, I'm not into that. So, how should we respond to such situations, and why these things happen?
Yes. So this happens multiple times. We may be doing some seva and suddenly we are asked to do some other seva and not that particular seva. And another devotee is appointed in that seva. So it's a very common thing. We need to see that maybe the quality of my service is not up to the mark. Maybe there is another devotee who has more expertise in doing that seva. Let the other devotee do. That's like one way of looking at it, or that may be one reason why that service is taken away from us. Second reason could be, maybe you have been doing that service expertly. The quality of your service is really good, but others also should get an opportunity. Okay, so that may be another reason or another way of looking at it. Then thirdly, we may have committed some mistakes or offenses. It could be a result of that. But whatever may be it, maybe other devotees more qualified, more expert, more well equipped with more new technologies who can do the service more effectively, or we, although we are good at it, but others also should get an opportunity, or we must have done some mistakes or something like that. Or that service we may be doing nicely, but at some other place we must have done some mistake. Whatever may be the reason, we should have the bandwidth to accept it. So let us accept it. We can't change it, right? We cannot fight for our quote-unquote rights. So we have a right to serve, but we don't have a right to choose a particular service only. So service is always according to the requirement, according to the need of hour. So although so many opportunities for rendering particular services are taken away from us, two things nobody can take away from us. Number one is this feedback. Number two is this Bhagavatam. These two, can anyone take away from us? You read sufficiently, stop reading. Can anyone say it? And even if someone says it, are we obliged to stop? No. Right? Feedback. Enough. We chanted enough. I'm taking away your feedback service, your japa service. No. We chant extra. So when service is taken away from us, we can see it in a positive spirit. I can spend more time with these two, B and B, Bhagavatam and feedback. Okay. So we can see it from that perspective also. And if there's a mistake on our part, we can always rectify that mistake instead of justifying it. And instead of feeling hurt, we should just move on. And even if the people who are taking away that service from us happen to be wrong, just for instance, still there is no reason for us to become so perturbed and disappointed. The reason is Krishna's sanction is there. Ultimately, Krishna's sanction is there, and Krishna is my well-wisher. When we are confident that Krishna is my well-wisher in all situations, then we will not become so perturbed and dejected in all the circumstances. Everything is temporary. Service is temporary. Means a particular service is temporary, or our opportunity to perform that particular service is temporary. But the principle of service is eternal. If I can't do this service now, I can do some other service, right? I have done this service till now. Maybe I'll do this service little later, whenever Krishna wants me to. Sometimes Krishna makes a devotee wait for 2-3 yugas. There is one devotee in Mithila. He stitched the wedding dress of Rama and Lakshman. And he had a desire. Oh, Rama and Lakshman wore my dress and it's there, just looking so beautiful. If only I get an opportunity to personally decorate them, it would be nice. Ram noted that desire. And when was that desire fulfilled? When Ram and Lakshman again came back as Krishna and Balram, and this tailor became a weaver in Mathura, and then Krishna fulfilled the desire. See, 1 yuga he has to wait just to dress the Lord. And we are getting to dress the deities by Prabhupada's grace now, right? You see, now sometimes we may get some delayed mercy, and the delay could be 1 day or 2 days or 10 years or maybe 2 lifetimes or a few yugas, right? That's all right. So we should just accept Krishna's decision. For example, we spoke about Hanuman, right? Little bit. Hanumanji did tremendous amount of service in Ramayana to Lord Ramachandra. But when it came to Kurukshetra, what was the service given to him? He was not given the service. Okay, fight with Kauravas also. He fought with Rakshasas. No, he fought with Kauravas. They are also Rakshasas, although they don't have horns and other things, they are demoniac in nature. You fight with them. And if Hanumanji was given that opportunity, within 18 minutes or 18 seconds, he would have made chutney out of all these Kauravas. But he was not given the chance. Who was given the chance? Bhima was given. Arjuna was given. Pandavas were given. And what was the chance given to Hanuman? Hanuman, you are experienced. You have done so much service. Just sit on Arjuna's flag and give him blessings. And when Bhima is roaring on the battlefield, you join with him and you also roar. Just to have a more digital effect, right? More sound effect. That's all you need to do. No, nothing more. Don't take up a weapon. And even Krishna himself took a low profile. He did not pick up any weapon. He was just driving chariot. If Krishna can take a low profile, despite fighting with Jarasandha 17 times and defeating his 23 Akshohinis of armies, despite killing Putana, Trinavarta, Bakasur, Aghasur, Vyomasur, Vatsasur, Arishtasur, Keshi, so many such demons, Krishna took a low profile. Krishna took a back seat, front seat as a driver. Okay. And back seat, which is more privileged as a warrior, that was given to Arjuna. Krishna was happy, right? So our attachment is not to a particular seva. If it is taken away, okay, fine, no problem. We'll do some other seva. And this seva is always there. Okay. Does it make sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm very much satisfied, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. It's like a rain shower on a blazing fire, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for your time, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, do you have time? Because we have many raised hands and also questions in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move. Okay, Prabhuji. So we'll move with Jyoti Takni Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have 2 questions. The first is my conclusion correct that the mercy is always available, but the intensity of our desires or the attitude that we have or our endeavors, the more we want to serve or we want to cultivate our devotion, to that extent the purity will will be there, and to that extent the mercy will flow, because we don't have, even if we ask, we'll not get the mercy because we don't deserve. So is my understanding correct, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. It's right. You have given a nice quick summary of the main points of the purport and our discussion.
And Prabhuji, my second question is, you mentioned about the purity. So I want to know how, because see, as per my whatever little thinking is, the attitude is the perceptions that we develop in our life. Like before, one is in the devotion right from early age, or one is coming at the mid age, or at any point of the life. It's the mercy of the Lord and the devotees. So till that a person has an attitude, a well matured attitude, or say awareness. So how that purity, how to understand that purity with the attitude at that stage? Because there will be some assumptions that, okay, I may be pure, or this must be like I am impure. We cannot understand the purity when it comes to attitude. So could you please give some teachings on this?
Yeah, it's a long topic, but still I'll keep it concise. The test for purity is to genuinely feel that I am not pure enough. That is a purity. The more we become pure, the more we think that we are not pure enough, right? The more we think we are pure, that's an impurity in us. Humility and being aware of one's humility, they go ill together. Means a humble devotee doesn't feel that I'm humble. Okay. If he feels that I'm humble, where is humility there? Right? So similarly, purity. Yes, we need to be pure in multiple ways: physically, mentally, intellectually, at the level of ego, in terms of identifying oneself, and in terms of our services, interactions, dealings. There should be honesty, purity, integrity, etc., etc. Yes, no doubt. But the real test for purity is to genuinely, humbly feel that I'm not pure enough. That's a test for purity. Does it make sense, Mataji? I don't know if that answers the question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Eternally grateful to you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, Prabhuji, you were saying that we have to think we are not pure, so that is our purity. So, but that will make some inferiority complex in us?
Yeah, correct. We should think low about ourselves, not in a mode of inferiority complex. Inferiority complex and
but that should also not make pride.
Humility.
That will also make us pride when we think that we are low. In one ways, if we are humble, then it's fine, but it will make us pride also, right? So
yeah, sometimes it may make us proud. One may do a menial service and think of oneself very high. See, I'm doing menial service. They are doing all big privileged services. That's another way of ego or pride. One should not be proud of one's humility. That's not humility at all. Okay. Yes, we should. That's why these subtle feelings, inner feelings, are very difficult to imbibe. Only a very purified, mature devotee will be able to understand the dynamics of this inner subtle nuances of this devotional feelings. So one may think oneself low, like Rupa Goswami or Sanatan Goswami, or who is that? Haridas Thakur. They may think themselves lower than worms in stool also, but at the same time they accomplish great services. Right in the beginning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami writes, I am not qualified to write this book. And he writes the book, big book, so big book, right? But you know what is his thought process? I am not writing this book. I am writing this only by Krishna's grace, only by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace, only by the blessings of my acharyas. If you see Brihad Bhagavatamrit by Sanatana Goswami offers obeisances to Rupa Goswami. And if you see Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu written by Rupa Goswami offers obeisances to Sanatana Goswami. Both are offering obeisances to each other. They both are brothers. They are very close. There is absolutely no sense of superiority complex or inferiority complex. So, how can we ensure that our humility is not inferiority complex or lack of self-respect or lack of self-esteem? Simple. When we think that Krishna's mercy is greater than my disqualification, however fallen I may be, Krishna will uplift me. When that confidence is there, and with that confidence we venture into doing so many services, right? Although we think we are not qualified to do that services, but still we venture into that service, thinking that Krishna's mercy is greater than my disqualification. I am disqualified, of course. Prahalad is there. So Prahalad came forward to offer prayers to Narasimhadev when Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, Shiva, Vishnu Parshadas, even Lakshmi also failed to appease him. Prahalad comes forward to offer obeisances to offer prayers to Narasimhadev and pacify him. And initial first 5 verses, he's only saying that I am humble, I am not qualified, I am useless, I cannot do this job. They failed, what can I do? They are into Sattva Guna, I am into Rajoguna, Tamoguna, I am a demon. He's aware of his low position, but he says that, my dear Lord, by your grace, by your blessings, I will be able to do something. So humility is not become so overwhelmed or overpowered by one's own disqualifications or feeling that I am very low. But humility is to acknowledge Krishna's greatness and think that Krishna's greatness can uplift me from my shortcomings also. Right? I may be low, but he's there, right? Humility is not just be aware of our low position. Humility is also to be aware of his great position. Right? So when that humility has this both facets, then we can overcome the shortcomings and reach him humbly. And however greater heights I may reach, I am always under him only. I can never surpass him. Right? I can overcome my shortcomings, but I can never surpass him. I'm always under him. Therefore, I'm humble. Right? That's the meaning. Does it make sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very nice explanation, Prabhuji. Ananga Kishori, Mataji.
Yes, thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my question is, now there are various departments in ISKCON, and some devotees are liberal in terms of giving out services. Some are very conservative in giving opportunities. So, I mean, should we be aggressive to seek out opportunity, or should we be passive and, like as Prabhupada said, first deserve, then desire? Or should we just wait for opportunities to come? Or should we, depend on time, place, and circumstance and use our common sense? Like, how should our approach be?
Whatever may be my answer, a devotee has a personality. A devotee has a svabhava. Some are introverts, some are extroverts. Some are outgoing, some are reserved. Some are timid, some are very bold. Okay. Some will ask, hey, I didn't get that gulab jamun. Some will say, even if they don't get rice, they will not ask. Whatever comes, I'll just eat. Right? So everybody has their own personality. So they will act according to that personality. However, the general recommended mood of a devotee is never to demand opportunities, never to demand privileges, never to demand others for one's rights. Yes, I'm right. Right? It's my right to get it. So people are not so much into that. Devotees are not so much into that. However, when there is some great injustice that is being done with a malicious intention, then devotee may come out of that zone of being tolerant and start communicating. First option of a devotee is tolerate. But if it goes beyond, then communicate, then escalate. 3 things: tolerate, communicate, escalate. Tolerate means first you tolerate, don't just unnecessarily make a big issue out of it. It's okay, no problem. But if something is inappropriate is going on, if it's really injustice, then you can just speak out. Probably others may not be aware only of the situation, and you may be more aware of the situation. They're not Paramatmas, right? You can always go and communicate. Oh, this is the situation. Then they may even change the decision also, right? So communicate. But despite communication with all logic, with all data, with all good intentions and valid points, your communication is not taken in a positive light, then escalate the matter to higher authorities, which should be the last and final option. Okay, if it is unavoidable, you can escalate the matter. Oh, this is not appropriate, this is not being appropriate at all, so you please do the needful. There are always higher authorities. However high a person may be, there is always a person who is better than that person. Okay, but all should be done with decency, dignity, respect, and humility, and not with grudge or bitter feelings or negativity or ill feelings towards others. Does it make sense, Mataji? Who asked the question? I don't know.
Yes, Prabhuji, does, yeah, to a great extent.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. One last one, Parima Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for this absolutely wonderful class, Prabhuji. Very, very enlightening. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I had this question. Sometimes, you see some devotees, they might be having, they might be very senior, or they might be having, such great experiences in the movement. And, at that time, you always feel, it's not that you envy them, but you always feel, I wish I had that. Prabhuji, is that envy? That's all I want to clarify.
No, that's not envy. Gopis of Vrindavan, they saw Yashoda Mata serving Krishna like a mother. They also felt, oh, if we also get an opportunity to serve Krishna as mother, like Mother Yashoda, oh, we would be more fortunate. They never envied. And Krishna fulfilled their desire in Brahma Vimohan Leela. He expanded himself into the forms of their own children, and then he allowed them to serve. Right? So that is fine. If you genuinely appreciate another devotee's good fortune, Krishna will bestow similar good fortune to us also. But if we envy them, then Krishna may not bestow, and Krishna will be very, very unhappy.
Yeah, it's like you may not wish that bad for them, but you would always wish that you had it. That will be my
That's
mood.
fine. That's fine. That's
okay.
not.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
This kid, Sri Lakshmi, has a question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sri Lakshmi, 6th grade. Okay, the child. So she's asking, we should not tell that they are doing
Let
this
her
service.
ask, na? Let her ask.
Okay.
Yes.
Sri Lakshmi?
Yes. What's your question?
So we should not tell that they are doing this seva service, so I also want to do this seva. Is it wrong?
No, not wrong. If someone else is singing nicely, if you also want to sing nicely, Bhuliya Tumhara, that's not wrong. Someone is playing mridanga or harmonium nicely, you also feel like doing it, not wrong. But if they are doing it, you stop them and you want to do it, that's not good. Okay. There is one singer, when devotee is singing in front of the deities, and another devotee came and said, "Jaldi khatam kar, mujhe gana hai." Means you stop it now. I want to sing. So that kind of attitude is not good. You should not take away the opportunities or services of other devotees. Right? You can be eager for service, but you can't be selfish for service. Okay. So we can't be greedily doing some service at the cost of silencing other devotee. Okay. Fine, Sri Lakshmi, does it answer your question?
Yes, Prabhuji. But when
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, do you have time? Only 2 minutes. There is, I think, only one last question in the chat. Yeah, Radharani Mataji is asking, are services like office management, accounts department in the temple be considered indirect services to the Lord? If yes, then should a devotee work to progress to do direct services towards deities in the temple?
Whether a service is direct or indirect depends on the consciousness of the devotee, not the nature of service. While that does not, while washing pots or counting money for Krishna or counting the bricks in a construction site or doing abhishek of the deities or addressing the deities personally or doing any direct service, quote unquote direct service to the deities, it ultimately boils down to one's consciousness. Somebody may be addressing the deities, the mind may be somewhere else. You may not be doing justice to that service. From the consciousness perspective, then what's the point of serving the deities, right? Someone who never entered the altar could be much, much, much closer to Krishna's heart than a person who is always spending his time in the altar only, when their consciousness is improper. So we need to focus on our pure intentions rather than the nature of service. Nature of service keeps on changing according to time plus circumstances. There's nothing like direct or indirect service to Krishna. Direct service or indirect service depends on how we direct our consciousness in that service. Does it make sense, Mathaji? Whoever has asked.
Yeah, I think Mataji must have understood. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So everyone is praising the class, that very nice insights. So thank you for giving us your valuable time and association. With your permission, we can end the call here, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and we want your association in future also. Devotees, let's pay our obeisance to Prabhuji. Vancha
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Praise Gauranga Darshan Prabhuji.
Jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.